Hey everybody, it's mid-January and people are asking me questions about income taxes for your Scentsy business. So I thought I'd do a little training to try to help you with some ideas. First of all, most important, I am not a tax professional. I've never been one. I don't have any special knowledge about that. If you have questions about what is and is not a deduction for your business, or the best way to go about it, you definitely should contact your tax professional about it. I will tell you what I do, give you some of my thoughts, but again, I am not giving you any expert advice on that. So let's get started. First of all, for your Scentsy business, you are bringing in money and spending money every year. And many of us itemize our deductions anyway when we do our income taxes. If you do, you really should keep an organized way to keep track of everything. I have developed this as a good method for people who are working their business, earning enough money that you're going to be getting a 1099 from Scentsy. If you earned over $600 in commission, you should be taking advantage of all the deductions that you can, and you are required to report that income on your taxes. In fact, if you don't earn $600 in commission and you don't get a 1099 from Scentsy, you're still supposed to report your income on your taxes. So Scentsy is going to post your 1099 in your workstation by January 31st. You will be able to go in and print it, and it will tell you what your commission and any bonuses are that you earned during the last year. So I have made up a simplified tax form. It's a way for you to keep track of and inventory your expenses and your income for your business. And I'm going to show you a little bit about how to use it. If you have any questions, make sure you get a hold of me later on. First of all, it's an Excel spreadsheet. I have locked the formulas in there, I believe, and I'm happy to share this with anybody who wants it. If you don't already have this form and you want it, shoot me off an email and I will send you the form. I've made the same form for 2013 as well. It looks just the same. You use it just the same. I've just changed the dates up here at the top where you can see it says 2012. So my intent here is for you to go back and collect everything you've done during 2012 and log it in on this form. You'll be all organized and ready when you get ready to do your taxes. And then, since you'll be all fresh and in the mood, you'll start creating your 2013 taxes right now. Get yourself some envelopes and keep all your receipts and all your expenses and everything there. Log them in onto the 2013 tax form and keep your receipts handy in case you ever need them, and you will be way ahead of the game. You won't have to look for this stuff later on. So here we go. I'm going to show you how this works. What you're seeing right now is what's called the totals page. If you're pretty comfortable with Excel, this will be really easy for you. If you're marginally comfortable or you've never used Excel, this might be a little more difficult, but give it a shot anyway. Down at the bottom here, you can see where I'm moving my arrow. These are different tabs for different pages that are on this form. The first page that we're on right now is the highlighted page down here called Totals. This page is going to show you where you're at any given time during the year with your business if you keep everything up to date. Most of the information that's going to be on this page you will enter somewhere else and it's going to automatically get transferred over onto this page. You will see up here on the left hand side where I've got my cursor going right now, there are a lot of different categories. Don't be intimidated by that. Odds are at least half of those categories you won't even use. I put them on there in case some people really like to use a lot of different things. It's just options for you. Don't worry if you see some things in here that you absolutely do nothing with all year. That's perfectly normal. I don't use all those either. Over here on the right, you'll see commission. You're going to be entering that information, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Here you're going to see your total sales, your mileage, and your inventory values. I'm going to explain that here in just a moment. So let's get started with how we're going to enter in our expenses. And again, you are not going to enter anything right here on this page. It's all going to happen for you. Down on the bottom, if you see the tab that says expenses, you click on that and it takes you to the expenses page. This is where you're going to enter your expenses during the year. Right here I've entered 2 of them already for you. These are just samples. You should take them out if they don't apply to you. But I put on January 5th, Scentsy is the name of the person that I paid. I paid for a monthly web fee. I paid $10, and the category is website. You're going to see off to the right here, I have a lot of different categories. There is a drop-down menu right here. When you click on it, it pulls up all these different categories for you to select from. When you put in a category here, like you can see $10 for the website, if you look over here on website, you will see that the $10 has transferred over there. Once you enter something here in a category, it will go over there. Make sure that you actually enter the category name correctly. If you misspell it, it won't put it in here. So you're going to want to make sure every time you click on it that it goes over into there. So you can see I also entered a sample Scent of the Month Warmer of the Month kit of $70.59 after tax and shipping. I called that purchase product. That's what I call anything that I buy to sell. I call it purchase product. There's a category over here called purchase product, and you'll see the $70.59 is in there. So let's enter another one just for some fun so you can see how it works. So I move my cursor over here. I'm going to put in the date of January 19th. And I'm going to put Costco. And I'm going to say I bought some ribbon to wrap my packages when I deliver them. And I'm going to say it was $8.29 with tax. And I'm going to call that supplies. So there is a category over here called supplies. You can see it right there. So when I click on this and I scroll down to supplies and I highlight that, you'll see my $8.29 has filled in over here. Okay? So that's how you do that. And you will also see that this total, my expenses total is showing right down here at the bottom of the page. What a crazy number, $88.88. That's easy to remember, so when we go back over here to the totals page, guess what? Right down here, that number got transferred over. And you can see that my purchase product is $70.59. My supplies, there it is, it's $8.29, and my website is $10. Those figures are automatically going to go right there for you every time. So that's how you use the expenses page. When you first get this form from me, make sure you take off my sample stuff. Okay, next we're going to do sales. This sheet you see down at the bottom here is where you record anything that you sell that's Scentsy related. In here I just put a sample party. It said Mary Jones Party, and it was $433.10. I entered that in here. You can enter items individually. You just put the date in. You put whatever you want to call it. If your neighbor came over and bought 1 bar, you could put it in there and put your total in there, $5.47. If you did a big fair and bazaar, you might want to add up all your sales, put the date here, put, the King County Fair, put what your sales total was. Here, you can do it whatever works for you, but it's a way for you to track your sales. And again, this amount, which is $4.33, every time you add another one here, it's going to change the total up here, and it's also going to go over to your totals page under total sales to date. It will be reflected right there. Okay, last page that I have on here down at the bottom, if you tab on mileage, this is for you to track your mileage. You got to get good at this. It's hard to remember to do it, but it's really important. I keep a scratch pad in my car. Whenever I go somewhere, I write down my beginning miles, my ending miles, where I went and why. And I come home, I put it in here, and I throw my piece of scratch paper away. I don't need it anymore. I've logged it in here. So this morning I went to a meeting for Scentsy. So let's put that in there. Today's date was the 19th. And my starting mileage, I actually have that here in front of me. 281. And my ending mileage when I got home was, okay. And then I'm going to put that I went to Mitzel's. So I went to a training meeting. It automatically, as you can see, it added my total. It did the math for you. I've got the program built in there. And this shows right up here so far, I've driven 32 miles for business. That's what it shows here, okay? Well, obviously, this is a 2012 form, and I'm filling in 2013 data on it. But you get the idea of what you need to do. It will constantly, every time you add more things here, the total will be reflected here, and it will also be reflected on your totals page. The only other thing you need to enter, technically you should put in the starting mileage from your car on January 1st, whatever that was. Let's say that was 100 miles. Okay, if you don't know what it is right now for the beginning of 2013, go back and kind of give it your best guess and write it in there right away on your 2013 sheet. At the end of the year, I'm going to put what my ending mileage was, and it's going to tell me what my total miles was that I drove the whole year on that car. Over here, this tells me what my total Scentsy miles were that I drove. Both of those things are going to get transferred over onto the totals page up here. Okay, right now I don't have good data on here, but they will be here, and your total business miles will be here. The only other things you need to enter, when you get paid your commission on January 10th, you're going to put what your January commission check was. When you get paid on February 10th, put what your February commission was, and so on. This will total up your commission for you during the year, and you'll be able to see how much money you're making. Okay? So now you know what your total sales are up here and your total commission that you earned. Those two figures get added together down here for your current status for your business. And then your total expenses here get subtracted from that. And this gives you a total of exactly how far ahead, how much money you have made profit in your business during the year. And don't freak out, don't forget that a lot of these expenses, don't worry about them, because a lot of them are things that perhaps you were going to get anyway. You know, that Costco ribbon, yes, technically I'm using it just for my Scentsy business, but I love ribbon, like some people love shoes. So I'm going to collect a lot of ribbon anyway. If you buy ink cartridges for your printer, if you buy things like that that are primarily used for your business, don't be concerned about it. Those are things probably you would be purchasing anyway. So don't let that worry you when you see how much money you're spending here. You're having a good time, you're enjoying your business, you're getting a lot out of it besides the money, in addition to the money, right? Okay, the only other things you want to enter on this page are your end of year inventory value. So on December 31st, 2012, what was the total value of your Scentsy inventory, your stock that you have available for sale? You want to write that in here. And you also want to put in here, you're going to have to estimate because probably nobody does a good job of keeping track of it, but your personal product value. So if you got Scentsy and gave it to your sister as a gift, if you used Scentsy in your home and so on, you're going to want to put that value here to your best estimate because your tax person's going to ask you for these two things. They just are. If you itemize your taxes, that's what's going to happen. Now, don't rely on this total to report your commission to your tax person. Rely on your 1099 you get from Scentsy because that's what Scentsy will report to the IRS. Okay? So, lastly, down at the bottom, there is a miscellaneous page I put in here in case you want to create anything else with this document. You don't have to do anything with it. It doesn't do anything. It's not hooked up to anything. It's just there. So, happy tax doing. Like I said, once you get done entering all your 2012 taxes, don't forget to save all of your receipts. It's really important. Then start working on your 2013. Get yourself off to a good start for the year and keep yourself current by constantly updating this chart, and you will feel so much better about yourself and your sense of organization and mastery over the tax problem. Thanks so much. Have a great day.